All right, everyone, welcome to At This Moment. I am Angela Black, and this show is here every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern to midnight, and that translates into 7 p.m. Pacific, which is pretty cool because it's not so late for me, so I can be here. And I wasn't here last week. It was Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, a belated happy holiday to you all. And I thought they were going to play an archive, but I heard there was some dead air, so I apologize for that. And no big deal. I'm pretty sure there was some riveting show on Studio A, which there always is. We do offer you two studios here on this amazing Truth Network, which again is freedomslips.com, the number one 100% listener supported radio station on the net. And for that matter, in the entire world. Yes, I'm telling you, it's true. And the reason we are on the air is because we are supported by wonderful people who are part of this amazing family here at Revolution Radio. And the way you can help is donate. If you don't have any cash, that's fine. Just, click on an ad every now and then at the bottom of the page when you exit chat. It makes the station like 6 cents or something like that. Interesting. The 6th sense is something we might be talking about later on in this show. Anyway, you can also hit the donate button on the side of the chat room on our amazing Truth Network, or you can find the site support button on the top of the homepage. And yeah, we offer amazing things. The new seed packs are in. I got a 35,000 pack of seeds last year. 54 different varieties. I did a donation to the station, which I always am happy to do whenever I can. And I ended up with great prizes from that donation. So I highly encourage you all to figure out a way, if you can, whether it's $1 or $5 or 10 or 100 or whatever you've got. If you're sitting around wondering, what that money's doing, burning a hole in your pocket, I can tell you, help us keep the truth alive. I talk a little too fast sometimes and I start stumbling. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so how was everyone's holiday, your Thanksgiving? My husband went into a food coma, so that was weird. I'm like, honey, you need to pace yourself, babe. Just, pace yourself. But anyway, poor thing. I drove home from Reno. We went to some dear friends in Reno. Their house, and they hosted a very nice celebration. So we were happy to be there. And I made a sweet potato dish, which I had actually cut myself pretty badly the night before when I was on air with a few people. I just kind of showed up on air the night before Thanksgiving, and I was cutting sweet potatoes, cut the crap out of my thumb, but luckily it never hurt. Oddly, I mean, you know how even a hangnail will hurt and throb for days on end? Not this cut. So I sliced a little bit off of my cuticle on my right thumb, my left thumb, and I'm not even sure how it happened. I think the knife jumped up and, did its own dance for a minute, but luckily it just didn't hurt. It was pretty gory, but it's almost better. So I just wanted to update you on all of that. What else? It's raining here in Lake Tahoe. It's somewhat snowing. Then it melts and it rains. It's been that way for a couple of days. And if you don't know where Lake Tahoe is, get a map. No, just kidding. Anyway, okay, so tonight I am very excited because I talked to a very dear friend of mine whom I've known for, gosh, can I say over 2 decades? Isn't that crazy that we've known each other that long? We're actually really 29. So we met when we were 9. Yeah, no, kidding. But anyway, so I have my dear friend Heather Maxfield on air with me tonight, and we're going to be talking about her new business where she does energy work, channeling, different types of healing. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. We're talking about Reiki. We're talking about light therapy with sound. We're talking about crystals, and their power, and she does that locally in Olympia, Washington. But also is delving into the Skype world. Oh, yes. So she does long distance Reiki healing for people, and we're going to get into talking about that. But Heather has just figured out that Skype is a wonderful tool. And as we know here, the hosts of this station and anyone who's ever called in, Skype is kind of our entire medium. So it gives people the option of video chatting. So if you do find yourself looking for a healing session with Heather, which we will be exploring as well, you'll be able to do that through Skype. And also she's got, I believe, a toll-free number and a website, which I will get into also in a minute. After Heather gets here, which I think she's actually on the call right now, patiently being muted, which is adorable. I'm not very good at muting. Actually, it mutes my best friend because I never stop talking. So luckily, you all know. I don't ever shut up unless I have the mute button. So, well, and when I'm in a good interview. But anyway, the second guest is a friend of Heather's whom I've recently had the pleasure of meeting, Peta Adams, who lives in the same area of Olympia, Washington, and we're talking about, the state, on the West Coast, that's up near the Canadian border. Yes, that one. So like I said, get a map. Okay, but anyway, so if you're in that area, you'll be able to get some local treatments that are going to be offered to you between these two wonderful ladies, and they have bonded in a way that I will let them get into during the just before we get to the top of the hour. I think we're going to explore how they met and how they work together, and continue that conversation and get to know a little bit about Peta Adams during the second part of the show. And then we're going to hopefully open up at least the Skype lines, possibly the phone number, which, by the way, we're not taking calls right now because we're going to go ahead and explore everything. But there is a Skype number, and most of you are familiar with it. The Skype number on Studio B is 310-421 4053, if that works, because sometimes we have a little bit of a problem. I do have a Skype number as well, but your best bet, honestly, is to add me on Skype as This Blue Monkey. Send me a Skype text and let me know that you are interested in maybe getting, I think they're going to be donating for the show tonight some free readings. So mini readings, a 5-minute thing, something like that. So if you're interested, hold on tight, because in about an hour and a half, I think is when we're going to be opening up that realm, I guess. So yeah, the show is 2 hours. Glad to have you here. Once again, it's Angela Black, freedomslips.com, Revolution Radio, the number one 100% listener-supported radio station on the net. And a shout-out to everyone in chat and everyone who's not in chat as well. But you, all my homies, I love you. So anyway, everyone, please welcome my dear, dear friend, the intuitive mender, Heather Maxfield, to the show. Heather, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, you sound great.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Terrific. My voice is a little hoarse today, so bear with me.
Oh, story of my life.
But Angela, you sound great.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. And I also have enjoyed talking to Peta lately, and we have she sounds great as well. So it should be a very energetic, fun show, and I'll be monitoring chat to the best of my ability. If somebody has anything to send me via Skype, that would be wonderful. I'm actually seeing something right here. Peta Adams, by the way, it's P-E-T-A. So everyone was just asking that question. And thank you, Noreen, for sending me a Skype and letting me know. Everyone, Noreen Helphand, definitely helping out with the show. And like I said, all my homies. So Heather Maxfield, we go back a long way. We should probably start there.
Yeah, definitely. My gosh, I don't feel that old.
And you don't look that old either, honey. You look great. Heather, you've been a fan of anti-aging, as well as taking really great care of yourself. And you're an inspiration to me. I'm actually very impressed with the way that you've been walking through your path since we met. And so, yeah, we met about 20 years ago, actually about, 22 years ago. And we used to have a lot of fun. We used to run the clubs. We used to run. We used to own. It was really funny. Yeah. And we met actually through mutual friends, and we have maintained a friendship with one of our longtime friends, Rick. We still, well, at least I still talk to him, and I know that I send messages. How's Heather? How's Rick? So it's great. I love long-term friendships. They're so. They're such a blessing, and they're so important. If you can hold on to a friendship and it, because we actually reunited. We hadn't been in contact for over a decade anyway, even longer, I think. And so when we got to hook back up through the wonderful tool of Facebook, everyone bags on Facebook, but I'll tell you what, I got to hook up with a lot of people that I hadn't talked to in a long time, including yourself. And I've been so thrilled that we could rekindle our friendship. So yeah. So now when we were troublemakers back in our 20s, something happened with you, Heather, and I wanted to find out what led you to becoming what you are now known as, the intuitive mender. So do you want to give a quick history of how you ended up finding this path?
Well, you know what? Thank you for asking. Actually, the intuitive mender for me means using my gift of intuition to help mend others. And by mending, I pretty much mean mind, body, and spirit, helping heal mind, body, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just intuitively guided to assist clients in their particular need. And I've always had a desire to want to help people. So I think that's been with me my whole life since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you've always
yeah.
been spiritual. I remember you had a traditional upbringing. We were talking about that recently, and I was actually trying to find that email real quick. But you have found yourself spiritual in many paths and have now. Ooh, is that a sneeze?
Excuse me. No, it's a cough. Pardon me.
Well, God bless you.
I will try to mute that next time I have
Don't
that.
worry about it. It happens. It's
Yeah.
live radio. So
Yeah.
you were raised very traditionally. In a. Do you want to explore that at all and let us know how you ended up finding your path being further?
My path, yeah. I was always raised in, like Angela said, just a real strict Christian upbringing, and I knew that God was so much bigger than that. And my idea of God is energy. God is energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I tap into the universal life force, which is God. So that is my idea, and I don't preach through my work. It's not like a preaching thing. So it's, I don't even need to, people don't have to tell me what they need. I just kind of am led where to put my hands or where to send the energy for each person. And that's really the connection that I want, is the biggest thing in my life and has changed my life.
Wow. If I may, I'll just read this quick about statement here on your website. Everyone, Heather's website is www.intuitivemender, with an ER, that is, .com. And I'm so proud of you. I'm really excited. I actually get goosebumps when I speak about this, because I've known you again, in our second chapter of our friendship for we've done this for about 5 years now. Something like that. And I remember you looking to find your path, and you knew you wanted to do something to help people. And I've just watched you just grow. And so I'm really excited about your new, not your vocation, your life path,
finding
its place. So I'll tell people a little bit about what you're
Please
about. Okay, so Heather Maxfield is the intuitive mender. She has enjoyed a lifetime path enriched with spiritual practices and traditional wisdom. Her spiritual meditations have empowered her with a strong intuition, which enables Heather to be a conduit of the universal life energy, the source of healing that is available to all who seek balance of mind, body, and spirit. Heather and her husband, Will, I hope that was okay. I said that. Have enjoyed over a decade of living in the Pacific Northwest. Their property has opened a portal of understanding to her. So, you guys live in a beautiful area with wildlife, and you have wildlife animals that visit you, and and then you have all that all that plant life around you. It's just gorgeous, and the water is right there, so it's beautiful. So I can understand why that would have opened up your I guess I don't know, I want to say chakras, I'm not really sure, but
and still grounding, yes, but
and also floating. I mean, you're out there on the paddleboard.
I am. I love
awesome.
Stand-up paddle, yes.
So in Heather and her husband's acknowledgement and homage to those who have occupied their land before them, they have erected a spiritual totem memorial. So you guys have a totem there.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the picture of it. I didn't really know that you guys had erected it. That's amazing. So your land is home to many different wildlife creatures, and you honor all life forms and consider the land of the naturals there, which would be, the plant and wildlife, and all of our earth as sacred. And you also have 2 basset hounds, which are part of your family, and those boys are a handful. They're both boys, right?
They are.
Yeah.
Dogs. Yeah.
I always thought they were just little wiener dogs. When I saw the size of these basset hounds, I was like, wow, those are some dogs.
They are. Yes, they are.
So, and forgive me for just, exploring a little bit about what I know about you, just because I thought, I
love it.
Need to get to know you. So blessings to all who receive treatments from Heather, either in person or through your toll-free number, which I will put into chat. And the end of your About Intuitive Mender segment of your website says Namaste. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into the skeletal interview that we have set up.
Sure. Do you want me to talk about Reiki or the
Well, I was
different
wondering,
modalities?
when you say Namaste, what does that mean to you?
That means that I recognize the God force in you, the life-giving force of because I believe that we are all source energy. So the larger part of us is not physically focused, but is definitely connected to God. So we are God-like, and we are creators. And so that's what that means. It's also an Eastern and Indian. I think a lot of different religions actually have adopted that. And I don't know if your listeners are aware of using or use Namaste. I'm not even sure, how they feel about that. But I would love to ask Noreen what she thinks, because she was so nice and said hi.
Oh,
So.
sure. And we could actually drag her in to the call at some point, probably
Yeah.
in the second part of the show after we introduce Peta as well. We would probably,
Yeah.
if Noreen's around, we would love to have her join. She's just a great spirit. I absolutely love that girl. She's been, she just cares so much about the station and everyone. So actually, you guys would
That's
be
so cool.
great Facebook friends as well, and
Nice.
beyond. So, okay,
Cool.
so let's see. The business name is Intuitive Mender. So if you wanted to just, I think we've talked about it, but if you
Talked about that, yes. And what I do, Angela, is I'm a channel for the universal life force,
okay.
which is the power that provides help to my clients. My mission statement pretty much sums up my desires of my heart. And that is, I'm committed to helping others feel their optimum best to bring balance to their mind, body, spirit. And my 3 modalities of assistance are Reiki, light, and crystals.
Very nice. Nicely put. You're a natural for radio, by the way. I can see a show
so
in your
funny.
future. Can you guys smell a show in her future?
You're
Everyone.
I know you're the pro, girl.
Well, and I've had the honor in my world, because I'm not as quite as focused on these wonderful energies that you are. But I've lured people to become radio hosts on this station. I'm guilty of it in a number of ways. So I often, help people be inspired by themselves, and I really enjoy that. So usually when I say that I smell a show in your future, usually I'm right. So just saying.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with Reiki. And I'm saying it right, correct? Because I was saying Reiki, and it's not Reiki, it's Reiki.
It's Reiki.
Okay.
Reiki, excuse me, is the universal life force. So Rei literally means universal life force, and Ki means energy, like Chi or Prana in China and India. It is Japanese. The gentleman that began and started Reiki is Mikao Usui. And it's just Reiki is a healing energy which promotes balance among all the body's systems and regenerative processes of the mind and body. So some examples of people that maybe have issues with pain, or people that suffer from insomnia can benefit from Reiki.
Okay.
People that have, arthritis. I've seen so many people receive so many great healings.
Wow.
From Reiki. Yeah, it's amazing. And if your listeners want to check out my website, I have testimonials from my clients that have sent them over. So please send them over to my website if you want to again, or type it in.
Cool. And right now I'm just typing in something on TalkStream Live. I'm letting them know what we're talking about there.
I just joined the chat. That's good.
Oh, Peta joined the chat? Great. Yes. Peta will be joining us in just a little while, and I'm really glad she was able to clear her schedule and be here tonight with us. And I just thought, well, let's start with us, and then let's go to you two, and then let's see what happens. It'll just be awesome. So welcome to the chat, Peta. What is she? Oh, there she is. Peta, hello. Okay, there we go. What I love about live radio is it's real. You can be real, and I love that. So, all right. So it's Rei and Ki, which is then Reiki.
And Angela, I've sent you Reiki long distance.
Yes, you have.
That would be great.
A few times you have, actually, and I really appreciate it. I always can tell because I might be stressed out. I go through a lot of different things in my day, and I'm often stressed out. I've got a lot of stuff going on, etc. And when you have sent me Reiki, I often I kind of take a deep breath and I look around and I kind of see I just see calmness and balance, and I feel so much better. I walk with that, and I try to make sure that I continue to focus on that feeling, because a lot of us in our worlds and in our lives can be caught up with stress and
Absolutely.
and also, you were mentioning arthritis and things like that. Stress can lead to, of course, the tension of muscles and this type of thing. So often I find that I kind of come out of that, and you've sent it to me 2 or 3 times, I think, at least, and you're
Mhm.
probably doing some covert Reiki sending anyway.
Yes, I definitely will, and I'd love to send it to anyone that wants to receive it
Yeah,
tonight.
we might do a mass Reiki for a minute, and I know that you're actually able to do that while we're speaking.
Yeah,
So,
I repeat mantras, which are sacred from my branch of Reiki that I studied.
uh-huh,
So I don't speak those out loud.
interesting.
Um, yeah, and you can find them. It's so funny. It's like anywhere else. There's, like any religion or anything you study. There's so many different branches and different things. So with different belief systems.
Uh-huh.
So Reiki is like that. There are very many different ways and different schools of Reiki, but the same intention is set, which is important, the important thing. So
Which
thank you
is,
so much.
yeah, so which
Uh,
is basically,
what? Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, which is setting your intention for what that person needs, and I'm guided to do so. I hear things. I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but I'm just intuitively led. Not an audible voice, but in my mind, I'm drawn to or receive a picture of what that person might need, and I'm able to address that. And send light and send that energy to them. So it's really cool.
That is really cool. All
Yeah.
right. So let's see. So, and that's one of the modalities that you offer. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah.
And we had talked about the fact that you are a mender, and as opposed to the H word, I don't know. You were mentioning that you didn't really want that title. Can we talk about that for a quick second before we
Sure.
continue?
Absolutely. The healer title. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And I know there are many people who profess I'm a healer. I'm a this. I'm a that. I just my parents had an insurance business for many years, and I really I don't want to profess like the kind of people that go around and say, I mean, I that's my mission is to help guide people to wellness and health and in their mind, body, spirit. But I don't profess to use a name like the title healer.
Hmm.
If
That's
other
nice.
people want to call me that, that's fine. But that's
But it's not something you profess. I understand, and I think that's very humble of you. And I suppose it is for the recipient and or the people that hear about you to decide on their own. And I like the fact that you're not imposing that. Now, again, don't get me wrong. If somebody's a healer and they tell people they're a healer, then good for them too. I'm not.
yeah. No, I'm not a hater, and I definitely I also use no judgment in my life.
Yeah.
It's just part of my spiritual practice of accepting others for where they are and not walking in judgment. And it's so freeing, Angela. It is.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
I do see it in you, and I know because I have been going through some struggles here and there, and I've just always felt that you have never judged me, and I absolutely love that about you, and I think that what
Thank
you
you.
are definitely walking that walk. So I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud to
I love you
call you
too.
my friend. Thank you, and I
I'm
love
very
you.
proud of you too. I know it's so cool. Thank you so much for having me
Wow.
on.
Okay, my pleasure. And I'm so glad that we get to promote your new business, which is, I believe, now going to be your life path, your vocation. It is.
Yes, yeah.
You are the intuitive mender. And once again,
Yeah,
everyone that
I
is,
really appreciate the opportunity
oh,
for
sure.
being here and for
So
yeah.
now let's see. I
You
also
want
want
to talk about life?
yeah, well, yeah, what I wanted to do is just once again give out your website. And
Oh,
then on that website is also your toll-free number.
Absolutely. And please tell all of your listeners or, any of you folks that would like to ask me a question or, inquire anything, please feel free to shoot me a message on my email or call my toll-free line. And I'm happy to take your calls and, offer, I also wanted to offer a couple of gift readings, which I think Angela mentioned actually earlier.
Yeah, we'll actually get into that after we explore the next couple of modalities, and then we can talk about that because, everyone, there's going to be a nice offer. So, rub your hands together and feel lucky, everyone, because there's going to be a possible, couple of free moments for everyone, and we're going to give you a code. And basically, I think that, well, we'll get into that in a minute. It's a tease. We're teasing. All right. So let's talk about light. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, our bodies definitely need light to function properly. So my light treatments promote improved sleep and provide the ability to experience a deeper relaxation, which I know most people need because this, our society is so high strung now,
Yeah, I was just talking about that with the stress in my life, etc. So before we continue with that, is that something that is only available to locals, or are you able to maybe through Skype do light treatments, light and sound with other people?
Yeah, I haven't, I have I have two pieces of equipment that I use, so it needs to happen in my home office.
I see.
Yeah, but if you are in the Pacific Northwest, I would love to treat you to this or let you experience this. So, if it's definitely a beneficial and relaxing treatment, and I'm able to kind of tailor it for what my clients need, which is nice.
Okay, and so you do this with light and sound. Please elaborate.
Okay. Well, what I love about my light treatment is the full use of spectrum and light accompanied with soothing sounds, as Angela just said. The visuals produced by my comfortable and simple equipment is nearly immediate experience of relaxation. So it combines rhythm and pitch, musical sounds with visual kaleidoscope effects, and they stimulate all the brain waves, which is really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. And in fact, Angela, you and your husband need to come up, stay with us, and let me treat you to this. Yeah, it will change your world. I mean, I noticed it right away, and I've been doing this for 5 years. So I especially during the winter because our winters are so dark. Oh my gosh, I'm doing them all the time.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it is. We have such short days now. It's amazing how quickly it gets dark, and then and also chilly and everything. So yeah, light to me also represents warmth. A lot of in my idea of what that is. So I'm pretty sure that even if it's just well, I don't want to say just but even if it's spiritual warmth, it's warmth nonetheless through light. So that's pretty cool. And let me just see what else we're talking about here. Okay, so now may I ask a little, since we're still on the light topic, and I'm really looking forward to our next topic as well, which is crystals. But okay, so may I ask about your equipment and what you utilize? Is that something is that, are they, because I have my cousin-in-law, one of he's one of my closest cousins, basically. He married a wonderful woman, and she has a wellness center in Waukesha, and she has treated people. She walks around. She has like this pack of battery.
Cool.
I don't know if they're battery operated or something, but they're different colored crystals or something with light.
It's like that. They're sunglasses, and it's a visual thing that I plug into my computer, and I'm able to adjust the different, and really kind of dial in each thing specifically for what their needs are, which is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is super exciting. So it's so they put on like some glasses or something.
Yeah.
And they get to look at like a kaleidoscope of light. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's really great. In fact, I was treating a couple of clients earlier today, and they both really loved it, and it was both of their first time. So,
wow.
It's fun. I've been receiving a lot of really, really great positive feedback with the light treatments.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yeah,
I just got I know that I keep hearing occasional echoes, but I'm different. I'm not sure. It's fine. It's only very sparse. But I'm hearing in Skype, just so you know, private. God bless. God bless you. Um,
Thank you. Sorry.
I'm hearing private messages from Skype people that I know who are just loving the show right now. So I wanted to
Oh,
tell you,
really?
yeah.
Thank you so much.
And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the chat room is
I'm
also,
pretty sure it's you they love, sweet
oh
girl.
no, it's both of us, honestly. It's really, it's a team. We're a team effort here, and
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. So, okay, next, as you know, I have recently acquired like 1,500 pounds of gemstones and rocks and this types of thing, these
I
types of things. And
cannot wait to come down and see you.
I
I need
know I totally got to I don't even know
to
what
play
to
with
do
your
with them.
stones.
I
Uh-huh.
have so many cool things here, and I'm just babysitting them, but nonetheless, I'll be able to get my finder's fee out of a few of it,
Oh,
out of a
God.
few of
Like,
those.
are you cleansing them, by the way?
They're out in the back getting snow and rain, so yeah, I
Good.
suppose they
Good.
are.
And you know what? The full moon is what, tomorrow night?
Oh,
Or the 6th, I think.
okay,
So that's a really good night to charge your crystals is in
okay.
the moonlight, yeah.
Wow, so
Uh,
I have to take them out of the boxes then, or at least open the
oh
box.
yes. Oh
Okay,
yeah, no, take them out. Yeah. Yeah, let them
I'll,
breathe.
I'll
Yeah.
have you come help me with the 1,500 pounds of rocks that I'm
Oh
holding.
yeah. You're gonna need some help, girl.
Yeah, believe me, it's pretty awesome though. I feel like some weird energy fortress sort of around my house in the past week since I've had these, and it's very interesting. And I also felt very
Powerful.
good that I could protect these rocks for my friends because
Yeah.
they were in a position, they were in a place. They've been gathering them for a while, and then their dog uncovered some rocks in like a public land area, and they were able to get all these pre-cut rocks as well, and it's very interesting. It's just their dog like was chasing a chipmunk and started digging and found all these rocks. So
Wow.
so they
Amazing.
had them stored over at some people's house, and I just didn't feel right about that. So I said, hey, because I knew they were leaving town, I said, you got to get these rocks over here because I know you can trust me, and I know that they'll be
Yeah.
safe. And so I'm really happy about that. So anyway, with that segue, I would love to hear about your work with crystals and how you also utilize that for, your work as the intuitive mender.
Okay, well, I'm really happy to. I think crystals, the beauty of crystals is only surpassed by their power, and I'm always honored to introduce my clients to the energy producing forces. And it's so cool because I am, again, intuitively guided, and I love the fact that I can give a reading to a person and they'll choose the card, and it will be the exact things that they're working on or whatever it is. I have a couple of different decks that I work with,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's really amazing. And so I can also sense which stones to use when I'm working with people, and I can use crystal therapy and crystal treatments long distance. I can work with people that way.
Right.
No problem. And that's really great. And I'm going to be adding to my website. I don't have my e-commerce site is up, but I don't have any of my products listed, and I really don't want to start shipping until after Christmas.
Oh,
So I'm waiting to upload some products, and pretty soon I'll have some crystals and some oils and things for sale. So
that's great.
yeah, it's really cool.
So you were telling me about different energies or powers that crystals have, and some of the ideas we were in a conversation prior to this interview, and you were saying that certain things like insomnia are able to be helped with crystals, and also matters concerning the heart.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So whatever, I have to say this too, because so many cultures in our history, throughout history, have discovered the powerful healing benefits of crystals and gemstones. And I think that we as a culture now, I don't know how many people or how many of your listeners love crystals or communicate with crystals, but they are alive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that too. This earth is alive, and it can't, everything on the surface that is alive. I find that rocks are alive. People say it's an inanimate object, but it's probably got more wisdom, in its little pinky or its supposed little pinky than any of us could ever imagine. Same with trees.
Absolutely. They're powerful transmitters of energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And trees too. Yeah. Cedar trees are a powerful medicine, and the native Indians knew it. And, I have so many cedars on our property. In fact, Peta and I are going to be making some
Cedar oil. Yeah, I can't wait to ask her about that. Yeah.
And so I do a lot of baths, and I clean my crystals all daily, because when I'm working with different people, you have to cleanse the crystals if they come into contact with another person,
Yeah.
you want to cleanse them every time. So I
What about
highly
the
encourage
ocean?
all of your
You know,
listeners
do
to.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just looking at Andy in the
Chat room. Yeah.
yeah, the chat that's talking about crystals.
Hold your crystals.
Okay.
Funny. We're a riot here in chat on Revelist.
Oh, Noreen has crystals. Oh, I knew I liked you, Noreen. I felt your
Yeah.
vibe.
I can't wait for you two to meet. You're going to meet on air in probably just under an hour, I think.
I love it. What's her favorite? Noreen, what's your favorite crystal that you're using right now? Or do you sleep with them under your pillows?
And she'll answer. We have about a 20-second delay, by the way. So
Okay.
if her
Okay.
if her answer doesn't come up right away, that's why. So she'll put that in chat right away. And then I actually have a couple of people that might be interested in calling in. My good friend Brent Holland, I just lured him, and then Noreen might join us as well. So we might be able to have an interesting conversation in that last half hour.
And didn't you have somebody that you knew, Angela, from the station, one of the listeners?
Oh yeah, Share Six. I wonder
Is Cher on tonight?
let's find out. I do not see her, unfortunately, which is too bad. She and I have been talking about you for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I was hoping to get a chance to talk with her.
Yeah, she's usually on a little earlier, and I unfortunately do not see her here tonight. So it's kind of a bummer, but it does not mean that I won't be able to hook you two up at some point. I
Yeah,
think we have a great conversation. So, good. And we also look forward possibly to Noreen calling in. And again, everyone, if you do want to call in, just Skype me and as This Blue Monkey, and let me know that you're interested in either me adding you as a contact. We also have another way to add and call in. It's Freedom Screen, and I'm not sure if Studio B is Freedom Screen 2, but a much easier way is to just find me on Skype as This Blue Monkey, and I'll be able to see if we can add you to the call tonight. So, okay, so you were talking I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, excuse me. I was trying to do that quietly. So now what I wanted to say and leading off, a little bit further into the crystal thing is that
I was
our thoughts are, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to God.
No.
Wait a minute. Andy's hilarious. He's like, and crystal meth.
Terrible.
That's funny. No, I stay far away from that, Andy.
Yeah, me too.
But that's really hilarious. Love it. Oh, Noodles left. I'm sorry that Noodles left.
No, the Noodles are like, I think you saw Zippy. So yeah, it's a generic name. So there's lots of Noodles in chat, but it's okay. There are probably some.
Oh, okay. Oh, Noodles. Okay, I thought Noodles was their name. How cute.
It's
okay.
like one of those generic names. Yeah, we have.
God.
I guess before we just continue that, since we're talking about chat, everyone, if you have not joined the chat, you're missing half the show. And we have such a great camaraderie going on in chat all the time. So you just go to freedomslips.com, hit the chat button, pick your skin, and then there'll be some type of a generic chat name for you. You just highlight that and then become yourself in the chat room, and it's always a hoot. And also, there's a lot of deep information being exchanged and great conversations. I've met some of my dearest friends in chat, honestly. So it's very cool. So anyway, yeah. Now regarding the different purposes of crystals and things like that, you were in your email to me about educating me a little bit about what's going on with crystals. You were talking about different crystals. Such as heart crystal, peridot is something you brought up.
Peridot is one that I use for matters of the heart. Yes, absolutely. But I wanted to just link this with that. Our thoughts are electromagnetic, and crystals are transmitters of thoughts. So using the law of attraction, our physical reality match our energetic reality. Crystals and gemstones have vibrations that are free from resistance. And so that's really cool. That's why I stick a crystal under my pillow at night before I go to bed.
Wow.
Which actually, if you're looking, depends on what you're looking for. One of my favorite, actually two of my favorite stones right now are kyanite and fluorite. And if you want to just Google them and see, what they do, or if you want to contact me, I would be happy to help you in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, they're just amazing. They're so, and they'll tell you if you're going out looking to buy a crystal, they will tell you. Excuse me, it's that little scratchy throat thing I got.
That's
going.
Okay.
So you can actually connect with them, and you'll just be drawn to the one that you're supposed to have.
Right. I have a couple of smooth stones that I then echo. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's friend. I'm pretty sure. This,
Do you want, is it me?
yeah, I think so, but it's
Do
weird.
you want me to go on mute?
Um, well, I think,
I'm new. Remember, I'm new.
yeah, no, that's fine. Now I'm not hearing it, so we're okay. I was going to say that a couple of stones that I have actually found around here because I live in the land of sand and rock up here in Lake Tahoe. And another side thought, which I'll get into in a minute, about the drought and how it's affecting the water level is very interesting. But all of this was undersea long ago.
Yeah.
All of it was underwater. So anyway, there are very interesting rocks around where I live as well. And I found I have some very interesting rocks that I found on the property, but there's one that I have, and I keep it in my palm of my
Yeah.
hand, and it warms up like so quickly, and it's really interesting. It's kind of a rose quartz.
Yeah.
It's not actual rose quartz, but I can tell that there is rose quartz involved with it, and it's
Send me a picture.
I will.
Text me a picture of it.
I
Yeah.
will. And, but anyway, so I hold it. I just knew it was the rock I was to hold in my palm of my hand. And, so I often will do that, but I'm going to start sleeping with some of my newfound crystals under my pillow.
Yeah.
And
Too.
so I did want to ask you a little bit more about, the cleansing process, because I know for in my former history with the few rocks that I've owned in my life that it was important that I cleanse them, and I lived near the ocean, which now unfortunately is polluted, but well, with radiation. But other than that, there's still a bunch of salt water there, and I thought that would be a good way to cleanse.
Yeah.
The
Use
rocks.
Epsom salt. Use
Epsom salt.
Epsom salts. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And
Is
that's a
that is
great way
that
to
how you
cleanse.
do it?
Yes, it is. And also, if you want to just kind of raise your vibration or you're feeling funky and you want to get in a bath, use some Epsom salts and put some essential oils in, and it will just completely heal your body. So,
Yeah, I love essential oils, and one of my favorite is
Andy's
peppermint.
funny. He has awesome gravel. We need to find out more about this gravel. Where is Andy from?
Yeah, Andy, we have actually talked once, Skyped once, in chat. Andy should maybe join us. And he was telling me recently that, we were talking about him selling rocks, but I think he had actually been listening to a lady who has a show here named Kathy Bilski, and I believe she sells rocks on the internet, etc. I know a good friend of ours, Wally, actually has a bunch of rocks that. I think it was Wally. It was either Wally or Nick.
Wally from the desert that we used to
No,
hang.
no, not that Wally. No,
Oh, that
no.
okay.
A wonderful man that I know from here on the
Okay.
radio station. He has a bunch of rocks, but he does not make a profit of them. I think they're big rocks, and I think that people come and get them, and he helps them and put them on their property and that type of thing. So
Nice.
rocks are amazing, and they are alive, and it is amazing the different weights of rocks as well.
Mm.
It's always very interesting. So yeah, and maybe we'll have Andy. Maybe we'll put him on the spot and have him check in. I know he's got my Skype, so maybe we'll have him check in at the next at about the 30.
Definitely.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah, yeah. So crystals just assist us in changing our thought patterns toward a higher vibration. So, I think most people know, well, I don't know if most people know, but we are vibrational energy.
Uh-huh.
And so we have a different vibration that we're emitting, depending on where we are and what's going on in our life. So there are ways and there are tools that we have that are here from the beginning of time to
Hmm.
help us. And I love it. Andy says he was sent from the cosmos. I love that. Okay.
I told him he's on the spot. We're gonna drag him in. We're gonna try to drag him in.
You're hilarious, Andy.
He is, right? He is funny. A lot
Yeah,
of us. I'm
great
glad that you've joined
footage.
chat, by the way. That's so awesome. And Peta has joined chat as well. And this may be a good segue. Well, is there anything that we've missed in this portion of our interview, Heather, that you would like to bring up?
Well, I just wanted to say two more things.
Sure.
A couple of things. Okay, so yeah, we talked about the fluorite and the lapis, which are for sleeping issues and insomnia. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier.
No.
Okay, good. So if you are suffering from any of those things and you need help, or just go and find something locally, wherever you can get a hold of it.
Hmm.
I'm so happy to be here and to help my clients, unite my clients with a better quality of life. So thanks, Ange.
Sure. And I'm writing in chat right now that you'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, please feel free to contact me.
What
Either
is that?
my
What is that toll-free number?
Ooh, thank you.
I have it
It's
right here.
one. It's 855
Uh-huh.
726
Uh-huh.
9799.
726. What is the last part?
9799. And Angie wants to have Angie's Rock Fest.
I know. Well,
Plans right now.
okay, good. He wants to come in after we get through the next
Okay.
part of this wonderful interview. And by the way, yeah, the chat room's blowing up, and we've got some great response. You know, the energy is alive right now.
It's alive.
And
Yes.
I'm so glad that you also chose to join the chat, because a lot of people do not find themselves in chat, and you're really missing half the show, half the fun,
Yeah.
and half of the
It's all about interacting with people. And,
Mhm.
that's what it is. And that's what's so cool. And Noreen, I would say, no, you want to keep them away from the computers and electronics in the evening. You want to cleanse them every night. So if you have them in your office and you take it to work and you sit at your computer for 8 hours a day, definitely take it home and cleanse them. And they need to be cleansed every night, really, you know?
Okay, good to know. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So,
just keeping that same energy in the rock, so I will start cleansing it with now I'm hearing an echo again, but hopefully yeah, it goes away
well,
all
I'm
of
going
a
to mute
sudden.
out, right? Because you're going to bring PETA in now?
Yeah,
Is that
we are definitely going to bring Peta in, but I just wanted to say that in the last comment about the rocks is that so with Epsom salt and would you prefer like a distilled water, a spring water? What would be the best way to cleanse your rocks, and how long does one soak them, the crystals and the rocks?
you want to soak them, I don't know, sometimes a little bit longer. So I do it like if I'm in the bath, I'll put them in the bath with me.
Oh, okay, so
Thank
20
you.
minutes or 5 minutes? What's too short?
But and also, if you sun them, if you put them in the sun for recharging, don't put amethyst in the sun because it's not good for long periods of time.
Oh.
So,
So moonlight, as you were mentioning.
moonlight and full moons are the best.
Okay, so that's so exciting because I'm here in this conversation before the full moon, so I'm going to go ahead and do some cleansing and
Do it.
I'm so excited.
Absolutely, I love doing little full moon rituals and just stating your intentions for what you want to have happen for that next month, and I'm so big and using your crystals to help you focus with clarity with your intentions, and it's so cool. So
wow. That's great. All right. Now, luckily, we are also honored to have your friend and my new friend, Peta Adams, joining us. Peta. Hello, Peta.
Yeah, I'm going to mute out now. Bye, all.
Okay, but Heather, I may need your help in a minute because I was hoping that you would explore your friendship with Peta and how you
okay. I'm going to mute out though while you introduce her and then call me back in.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Peta, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. So glad you could make it tonight.
Thank you. I've enjoyed listening to Heather. You guys sound just so fun.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, I've been talking and, to myself, but.
And how was that for you?
It was pretty good.
That's good. I love talking to myself because I always give myself the answer I want to hear, or at least I certainly try to.
There you go.
Okay, so now let me give everyone a little background about you, Peta. You sent me a bio, thank goodness, because, some people speak it better than me for sure. So anyway, everyone, Peta Adams, welcome to the show. You are a spirit seeker and light worker, and you offer angel, oracle, and tarot readings through channeling the angelic realm and working with people's spirit guides, along with various light therapy techniques. So you and Heather share that.
Mm-hmm.
Together, you and your client or the person that you're helping create harmony by lighting their ways back to their divine path. It's no coincidence when spirit puts you together to work on ourselves and to hear messages from our angels. And let's see. So that's a brief description of you. There's a lot more on this wonderful bio that you have created. So I can go into it a little further, but I may ask you to just elaborate. In the meantime, I wanted to tell you that I actually have angel cards. I can't find them right now, but I do have my tarot deck somewhere as well. So, and I don't know much. I'll more or less look into the descriptions in general when I'm always pulling the right card. Like the card pulls me, I mean, it's almost one of those type things. So anyway, before we get into all of that, because we've got about maybe 8 minutes before we hit the break, and then of course we'll be able to bring you back in and elaborate a lot further on who you are and what you do. But what would you like to tell the listeners in our first meeting here? Who are you and why are you here?
I have been working with angels, my whole life. I was always able to see them as a little girl, and I didn't quite understand what I was supposed to do here, and kind of went through different careers and was happy in the corporate world, but I was just hungry for something, and so finally, when this all started to unfold, and I had my awakening and found my teacher. I'm just doing what I love to do now, and we're just at a pivotal point in the world where everybody is seeking change. And
Yes.
so it's cool that I'm here right now doing what I'm doing because I think everybody's needing it. So yeah, that's why I'm here because
Okay.
they told me to.
Right.
And
My name is Angela, So, and I always make a joke that I'm an angel, but I'm a rebel, but I'm an angel, but I'm a rebel, but I'm an angel. And I feel like they kicked me off, I'm pure. I might have been a rebel and they might have kicked me off the planet or whatever, but I have often felt that I have some type of ability to bring inspiration and enlightenment to people, not necessarily with training, which maybe it's time for me to start studying a little bit on this whole thing. But and I'm not saying that I guess I'm an earth angel of sorts, and maybe that's too bold to say, but most people that know me would have to agree. Maybe I don't know if my husband would. Just kidding.
right.
No, just kidding.
Yeah,
He certainly
I
would.
believe it.
you
Yeah.
know well, we're here now, we're meeting, and so that's really exciting. Now, what are the different would you also use the word modalities like Heather uses? What are the different aspects of meetings, treatments, therapy that you offer?
It just kind of depends. When I first, as a little girl, I was making rain tinctures and doing all kinds of fun stuff in my fort. And as I got older, about, I don't know, I think I was 15 or 16, I was gifted my first tarot deck, which I still have.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the angel cards, I think from,
Uh-oh, I think we lost PETA, or hopefully we're all here. Let me look at what's going on here. We are all
Angela, I'm here. I'm here.
okay. Good. So
Uh, so hey, my mom is listening. So give
oh,
Marilyn a shout out.
hey Marilyn, how are you? My mom, my second mom. You were there for us when we were causing trouble in our 20s. You were definitely there for us. So thank you, Ms. Mom Marilyn, and I look forward to having you possibly on the show in the near future. So we will.
Yes, you know what? Her new book just came out yesterday, her third book.
Oh wow.
And she writes really cool fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you read one of her books? I sent you one,
I
right?
have one, and I have definitely perused through it. Have I read the whole thing? No, I will.
Okay, yeah.
But
Well,
I
this one is like
like.
587 pages.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Your mom is amazing. She was not only working in the insurance industry for a long time, but then became a personal trainer, and has always been a very healthy, person and a great influence in your life as far as being, you were a vegetarian for quite some time, actually almost vegan. And I know that you delved in here and there with a couple of proteins, but in general. I hope
Oh,
someone's
no,
going to say, "Oh my God, did I just out you?"
Oops.
I'm talking about soybeans. Really, I am. I'm talking about soybeans and tofu. Honestly.
So funny. Yes, I had salmon tonight at sushi.
Wow. See, there you go. Right on.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, my mother says hi, little angel.
oh, that's so sweet. So I'm pretty sure PETA will be back with us, and I'm so glad that you're here, Heather. I know she's had a couple of Skype issues along the way, so let's we look forward to having PETA back on.
PETA's awesome. I have to say one thing. It's Well, maybe I shouldn't. You want me to wait for her to get back on?
Go right ahead. Please do elaborate on your knowledge of PETA. PETA.
Okay, Peta and I met through a mutual friend in 2008.
Uh-huh.
And we were at a wedding, and I was just drawn to her. And it's so funny because we're the same sign and we're like 3 days apart, different years. She's younger than I am. But it's amazing how when you're drawn to somebody's energy, and then we always kept the same friends and
Oh,
would see each other in social. Is she back?
no, the break music is here, so we'll be able to start this process over at the top of the
Okay.
hour.
Yeah, no
And
worries.
basically, just we're going to both hit mute. And everyone, this is Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. We should be back in about 6 minutes or so.